Welcome to the Tom Fennell Show. Today we're talking a little NFL, a little NBA, and a little bit of golf. First, we're going to start out with the NFL and Johnny Manziel still in the headlines. He's been seen just about everywhere at every major event. Most of you know my stand on Johnny Manziel. I think he's a joke. And I don't see him having any future in the NFL. But right now, he's really good for the NFL. Johnny Manziel is probably one of the better things that has happened to the NFL this offseason. During the NFL downtime, the weeks before training camp and after the NFL draft, the NFL kind of plays a backseat to MLB and the NBA. But Johnny Manziel, with him going to all of his parties, all of these events, it keeps the NFL in the news. It keeps people thinking, what, is the NFL going to do anything? What is Johnny Manziel going to do next? And they keep thinking about Johnny Manziel and the Cleveland Browns. So Johnny Manziel is good from a publicity standpoint. He's extremely good to market, but a lot of people say that he's hurting the NFL when he does these things, but I really think he's helping the NFL, bringing attention to the NFL in times where you normally wouldn't think about the NFL. So definitely he's not showed any maturity after getting drafted. A lot of people thought after getting drafted he would show a little bit more maturity and a little bit more respect for the game and his fellow players, but obviously that has not happened. So we'll see what happens going into the future on this, and we'll see how well he does during training camp for the Browns. On now to the NBA. Jason Kidd gets traded to the Bucks for a second-round draft pick. Jason Kidd, I don't think really. First off, this trade to the Bucks, we're really going to see what kind of a coach he really is. Because you look at the Nets team and you look how much experience is on their roster. How much work is Jason Kidd really putting into it when you have guys like Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett on the floor, Darren Williams? How much work do you really have to put in? And you have a ton of veterans on your bench. But with this Bucks team, they're young. And they've been struggling. Right here, this is do or die for Jason Kidd right now. You're either going to do well, maybe make the playoffs in 2 or 3 years, or you're going to quit. At this point, I would have thought getting traded to the Bucks, that would be it. That would be the end of my line. I would have backed out of my contract, and I would have just bagged it. We'll really see what kind of a coach Jason Kidd is when he heads to the Bucks. I think that there is some potential for growth in his coaching ability. His first year wasn't all that bad. The Nets were able to make a mid-season comeback, and they got themselves in playoff position. We'll see what he can do with the Bucks. It's a very tough Central Division, but if he can do well here, I think this is going to open up many opportunities with better teams down the road. So next item from the NBA, the big three have all opted out. So starting July 1st, They will all be free agents. So tomorrow is the day that offers are going to start rolling in. I think a lot of people went too far with the whole LeBron opting out and everybody else opting out. I don't think they really saw or knew that all three of them had to have opted out in order for everything to work. Everybody thought LeBron was opting out because he wants to go to a different team. He's obviously going to talk with Pat Riley. They're all going to have a meeting, sit down, try to figure out what they're going to do. LeBron James, the Heat were able to get Shabazz Napier for LeBron James. That's going to be an incentive for LeBron to stay in Miami. I think eventually he will stay in Miami. But now let's assume that LeBron does go to a different team and Wade and Bosh do re-sign, then is Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, are they enough to build a team off of? Can you attract high-profile players to Miami with Dwayne Wade, who is going to have another surgery on his knee, and Chris Bosh, who really isn't much of a post player and hits probably 10% of his threes? LeBron James is it. There is no big three. It's LeBron James. You couldn't trade away Dwayne Wade. He's worthless. Now Chris Bosh, he's probably worth a little bit more than Dwayne Wade. I'm surprised that Dwayne just didn't bag it and retire. But we'll see what happens there. Tomorrow is the first day of free agency. A lot of people, we see Carmelo Anthony is going to be visiting with the Bulls tomorrow. So we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow from the NBA. Now on to golf. Justin Rose wins the Quicken Loans National. Very nice win for him. Very good pickup. And a pretty exciting tournament. Although the headliner, Tiger, failed to make the final cut. He said that he was 100% back. Now it's just maybe he's a little bit rusty. You have to be able to perfect your game and make your shots better. I think he could have played the course a little bit better. But we'll see what he's able to do in the future. I still think that he can go on and win many tournaments, but now it's just on to his passion and his wanting to get back 100% to where he was before. So we'll see how he does in future tournaments. But for now, that's all we got here from Sharpsville, Indiana. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.